Good morning, Navigate students. It's Miss Bryan here, just here to give you the announcements for this week. So this week we're going to continue our remote learning. So I've just got a few reminders for every time that you're going to be on Teams and on chats, just making sure that you're using the most out of these times that you have with your teacher. Remember, the teacher picks these times either to give you important information about the class or important information about assessments that you have. So you need to make sure that you're following all these rules and that you're making it really productive. So the weekend just gone was Mother's Day, and I hope that you were all looking after your mums, making sure that you did breakfast in bed and making sure that you made her day really special. We've also got a Navigate Facebook page. This is for your parents. This has got forums. It's got places where they can ask questions and things. This is not only going to be up during this remote learning time, but also afterwards. So if there's any questions about things like camps or questions about any of events that we have, they're going to be able to use that. So make sure that your parents jump on so that they're aware of what's going on. And just a reminder for all 5 to 7s that you don't have nap plan for this week. So just to start off this week in a really good place, I would like to point out this beautiful picture that I have. It says, life with God is not immunity from difficulties, but peace in difficulties. So God doesn't stop difficulties come into our lives, but He is there with us through these difficulties. So I really wanted to talk to you about Job at this moment. Job is a person in the Bible who went through some really difficult times, but he kept a really good attitude and still really was able to connect with God even though he went through a hard time. So it says, number 18 says, while he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said, your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them and they are dead. And I'm the only one who has escaped to tell you. At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground and worshipped. In all of this, number 22 says, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. And if you wanted to have a really look at the story about Job, he goes through having all these really horrible things happening. So not only does his kids die, but he loses all of his wealth and everything that is terrible in life could have happened, it happened. And instead of Job getting angry at God and getting really upset at the situation, he continued to be really positive about it, even though he was going through a really difficult time. And it's just a real example to us that even though this is a difficult time, and even though we're not quite sure what's going on, just to trust God and also just to praise Him, even though we are in the situation that we're in, so that we can trust Him and really just make the most out of every difficult situation. So remember, we've got a 10 weeks quiz challenge, and it says you are required to answer all questions and submit to Mr. Leong's sector message once the 10th question is issued. First 3 correct winners are winning $100, so you better get onto that. So this week's quiz, you have to name the first 3 Australian Prime Ministers. So you need to put all 3 names and you need to send that in to Mr. Leong. So I just wanted to make sure that, let you know that myself and all the teachers are praying for you while you are at home at the moment, making sure that you and your family are safe, hoping that you're still learning some really valuable things from all of our lessons online. And we will see you when we are able to get back into the classroom, because we do miss you. And it'll be really great to have everyone together. But for now, while you're at home, please make sure that you are safe. Please make sure that you are doing all of your learning and you're really making some great discoveries. Thank you. Bye.